The group chat notification popped up on my laptop while I was working from home. My wife, Emma, had left her iCloud account logged in on our shared computer, and her messages were syncing automatically. I wasn't trying to spy on her. I was just closing unnecessary notifications when I saw the message that destroyed my world. Girls' trip to Miami was amazing. David will never find out what really happened. What happens in Miami stays in Miami, right, ladies? Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and let us know where you're listening in the comments. My name is David Mitchell. I'm 32, and I thought I had a solid marriage with Emma, my wife of 5 years. She'd told me the Miami trip was for her friend Jessica's bachelorette party, just the girls having fun before Jessica's wedding. Emma came back with a tan, some new clothes, and stories about spa days and beach time. Apparently, she'd left out some important details. I stared at that message for 10 minutes, my coffee getting cold as my world tilted sideways. Emma was upstairs getting ready for work, humming happily like she didn't have a care in the world, like she hadn't just confessed to her friends that she'd done something in Miami that would destroy our marriage if I found out. The thing is, I'm a cybersecurity analyst for a Fortune 500 company. Finding out things that people want to keep hidden is literally what I do for a living. Emma had just challenged the wrong husband. I took screenshots of the group chat, then started digging deeper. The chat included Emma's 3 best friends, Jessica Chen, the bride-to-be, Sarah Williams, recently divorced, and Ashley Rodriguez, married to my friend Mike. 4 women who'd been friends since college, thick as thieves, and apparently excellent at keeping secrets. Or so they thought. I spent my lunch break setting up monitoring software on our shared devices. Nothing illegal, just tracking software on accounts and devices I had legitimate access to. If Emma wanted to play games, I was going to know every move she made. The evidence started flowing in immediately. More group chat messages, photo metadata, credit card statements, location data. Within 48 hours, I had a complete picture of what really happened in Miami, and it was so much worse than I had imagined. It wasn't just Emma who'd cheated. All 4 women had used the bachelorette party as cover for a weekend of infidelity. They'd met men at the hotel bar, gone to clubs, brought strangers back to their rooms. The group chat was full of explicit details, photos, and congratulations on their successful deception. "Can't believe we pulled it off," Sarah had written. "Our husbands are so clueless." "David actually thanked me for having fun with the girls," Emma had replied. "If only he knew what kind of fun." "Mike keeps asking if I had a good time. I tell him it was the best weekend of my life. He has no idea why," Ashley added. "This is why we're best friends. We keep each other's secrets. What happens in Miami dies in Miami." They were wrong about that. What happened in Miami was about to explode their entire lives. I started with Jessica, the bride-to-be. Her wedding was in 3 weeks to a guy named Robert Kim, a software engineer who seemed like a genuinely good person based on his social media. Jessica had been with Robert for 4 years, and he was clearly head over heels in love with her. In Miami, Jessica had hooked up with a guy named Carlos from the hotel bar. The group chat had photos of them together, explicit messages about what they'd done, and Jessica bragging about how Carlos was everything Robert isn't. I created an anonymous email account and sent Robert everything. Photos, screenshots, credit card statements showing Jessica paying for Carlos's drinks and dinner. I included a note, "Thought you should know what your fiancé really did at her bachelorette party. You deserve better than someone who would betray you 3 weeks before your wedding." Next was Ashley, who was married to my friend Mike Rodriguez. Mike and I played basketball every Thursday, grabbed beers after work, talked about our wives and our plans for the future. He trusted Ashley completely, often bragging about how lucky he was to have such a faithful wife. Ashley had spent the weekend with a guy named Tyler, a personal trainer from South Beach. The group chat showed her planning to see Tyler again on her next business trip to Florida. She'd already booked flights for the following month. I called Mike and asked him to meet me for coffee. When he arrived, I handed him a folder containing everything. "Mike, I'm sorry to be the one to show you this, but you need to know what Ashley did in Miami." Mike's face went through every emotion possible as he read through the evidence. Shock, denial, anger, heartbreak. This can't be real. Ashley wouldn't. We just bought a house together. I'm sorry, man, but it's all documented. Photos, messages, credit card statements. She's planning to see this guy again next month. Mike stared at a photo of Ashley kissing Tyler at a Miami nightclub. How did you get all this? Emma was part of it. They all were. They used Jessica's bachelorette party as cover to cheat on their husbands and boyfriends. Emma cheated too? Yeah, I'm still deciding how to handle that. Mike closed the folder and looked at me with a mixture of gratitude and devastation. Thank you for telling me. I know this couldn't have been easy. You deserve to know. We both did. Sarah Williams was recently divorced, so her cheating didn't directly hurt a current partner. But Sarah worked as a family therapist, specializing in marriage counseling and infidelity recovery. The irony was too perfect to ignore. Sarah had been posting on social media about the importance of trust and communication in relationships. She'd written blog posts about helping couples rebuild after affairs. Meanwhile, she was in Miami encouraging married women to cheat and helping them cover it up. I sent screenshots of the group chat to the licensing board for family therapists in our state, a therapist who actively encouraged infidelity and helped people deceive their spouses was clearly violating professional ethics standards. But Emma was the big prize, my wife, the woman I'd trusted completely, who'd looked me in the eye for 2 weeks and lied about everything that happened in Miami. Emma had spent the weekend with a guy named Marcus, a club promoter who'd gotten the women into VIP sections and exclusive parties. The group chat showed Emma planning to accidentally run into Marcus when he visited our city for work the following month. I had photos of them together, messages about their sexual encounters, and Emma's credit card receipts showing she'd paid for expensive dinners and drinks for this guy. She'd spent $1,200 of our joint money entertaining her affair partner. But I didn't confront Emma immediately. Instead, I planned something much more devastating. Emma's company was having their annual charity gala the following weekend, a black tie event with all her coworkers, clients, and industry contacts. Emma had been looking forward to it for months, had bought an expensive dress, and was planning to use it as a networking opportunity. I bought a ticket to the gala as Emma's guest, just like every year, but this time I had a special presentation planned. The gala included a silent auction and a presentation about the charity they were supporting. During the cocktail hour, I approached the event organizer and offered to make a substantial donation in exchange for a few minutes to address the crowd. I'd like to talk about the importance of honesty and integrity in both business and personal relationships. I think it fits perfectly with your charity's mission. She was thrilled to have an additional speaker, especially one making a large donation. Emma was mingling with her coworkers when I took the stage. She looked beautiful in her new dress, smiling and laughing with colleagues who respected her professionally. She had no idea her world was about to implode. Good evening, everyone. I want to talk about trust, honesty, and the consequences of deception. Emma looked up at me with confusion. This wasn't what we'd discussed. 2 weeks ago, I discovered that my wife had been lying to me about a recent trip to Miami. She told me it was an innocent bachelorette party with her girlfriends. The reality was very different. The room went silent. Emma's face went white. I'm a cybersecurity analyst, so I did what I do best. I investigated. What I found was a coordinated effort by 4 women to use a bachelorette party as cover for infidelity. I clicked to the first slide of my presentation, screenshots of the group chat with names blurred but messages clearly visible. These women didn't just cheat on their partners, they celebrated it. They bragged about deceiving the men who trusted them. They planned future affairs and congratulated each other on their successful deception. Emma was trying to get to me, pushing through the crowd, but people were blocking her path, too shocked by what they were seeing to move. My wife, Emma Mitchell, spent our joint savings entertaining her affair partner in Miami. She's planning to see him again next month, using a fake business trip as cover. The next slide showed credit card receipts with Emma's name clearly visible.
But here's what's really interesting about deception. It never stays hidden. The truth always comes out, and when it does, it destroys everything the liar has built. Emma finally reached the stage. "David, stop, please." I looked down at her. "Why? Isn't this what you wanted? You told your friends I'd never find out. You were wrong." The room was in chaos now. Emma's boss was staring in shock, her coworkers were whispering and pointing, and several people were recording with their phones. "The charity we're supporting tonight helps families rebuild after trauma. I'm making a $50,000 donation in honor of all the families destroyed by lies and betrayal." I handed the check to the event organizer and walked off the stage, leaving Emma there standing in front of 300 people who now knew exactly what kind of person she really was. The fallout was swift and brutal. Robert called off his wedding to Jessica 3 days before the ceremony. The venue, catering, and flowers were all paid for, but Robert couldn't go through with marrying someone who'd betrayed him so completely. Jessica's parents were furious. They'd spent $40,000 on a wedding that wasn't happening. Mike filed for divorce from Ashley immediately. Since they'd just bought a house together, the legal complications were expensive and messy. Ashley had to move back in with her parents and take a second job to pay for lawyers. Sarah lost her therapy license after the ethics board investigation. Encouraging infidelity and helping people deceive their spouses was a clear violation of professional standards. Her practice collapsed, and she had to find a new career. Emma was fired from her job 2 days after the gala. Her company cited conduct unbecoming and damage to professional reputation. In our industry, trust and integrity are everything. Emma's public humiliation had made her unemployable, but the personal consequences were even worse than the professional ones.
Jessica's wedding cancellation made local news because of the venue and vendor complications. The story spread on social media, and soon everyone in our social circle knew about the Miami deception. The 4 women went from being envied for their close friendship to being social pariahs. Emma moved out of our house and back in with her parents. She tried to apologize, tried to explain that it was just a mistake, that Marcus meant nothing to her. But I had seen the messages. I knew how she really felt about our marriage. "You destroyed my entire life," she said during one of our last conversations. "My job, my reputation, my friendships, everything is gone." "I didn't destroy anything," I replied. "I just revealed what you'd already destroyed. You made the choices, Emma. You sent the messages. You spent the money. You planned the future affairs. I just made sure the truth came out. You could have confronted me privately. We could have worked through this. Like you worked through your problems by cheating on me in Miami? Like you worked through your guilt by planning to see Marcus again next month?" She had no answer for that. The divorce was finalized 6 months later. Emma got nothing. Our prenup had an infidelity clause that voided her claim to marital assets. She moved to another state to start over. But the internet never forgets. Her professional reputation was permanently damaged. Jessica never got married. Robert moved on and is now engaged to someone else. But Jessica is still single and struggling to find anyone willing to date someone with her reputation. Ashley and Mike's divorce was bitter and expensive. Ashley lost the house, half her retirement savings, and custody of their dog. Mike is doing better now, dating a teacher who actually appreciates honesty. Sarah is working as a retail manager at Target. It's honest work, but a far cry from her previous career as a respected therapist. As for me, I'm doing great. I got a promotion at work. Turns out my presentation skills impressed some important people at the gala. I'm dating a wonderful woman named Lisa, who works in marketing and has never been to Miami. The funny thing is, I'm not angry anymore. Emma and her friends taught me something valuable about trust and deception. They showed me that some people will lie to your face while planning to betray you, and that the only way to protect yourself is to verify everything. Emma was right about one thing. She'd never have found out if she'd been smarter about it. But she got cocky, careless, and overconfident. She thought she was dealing with a naive husband who would never suspect anything. Instead, she was dealing with a cybersecurity expert who knew exactly how to uncover the truth and had the skills to make sure everyone else knew it too. Last month, I ran into Jessica at a coffee shop. She looked tired, older, defeated. She tried to apologize for her part in everything. "I'm sorry, David. We never meant for things to go this far." "You meant to deceive your partners and get away with it. The only thing you didn't mean was getting caught." "We were just having fun. It didn't mean anything." "It meant everything to the people you betrayed. Robert was planning to spend his life with you. Mike trusted Ashley completely. I thought Emma and I had a future together. Can you ever forgive us?" "I already have," I said. "But forgiveness doesn't mean there are no consequences. You made choices, and choices have results." As I walked away, I realized Emma had been wrong about something else. She told her friends that what happened in Miami would stay in Miami. But the truth is, secrets always travel. They follow you home, they grow in the darkness, and eventually they explode into the light. Emma and her friends learned that lesson the hard way, and now everyone knows exactly what kind of people they really are.